عم نمشي عم ندعس على الجثث. في جثث كانت ملغمة. هلأ ما بنسى هداك المشهد لما أنا والدي قال لي انتبهي ما تقربي على الجثث. مشينا، فصلونا الشباب الرجال لحال والنسوان لحال، بس جمعوا الأهالي كلها وصار القتل. يعني يقتلوا الشباب قدامنا، وقفون على الحيط ويقتلون. جابوا دكاترة من مستشفى غزة، دكاترة في من بيناتهم أجانب. هذا المشهد ما بنساه. أجانب ومعاهم فلسطينية. الأجانب معروفين، شعرهم أصفر بيض. وقفوهم على جنب، نقوا الشباب السمر اللي عربي وحطوهم على الحيط وقتلوهم قدامنا. الشباب لسه ما ماتت، لسه عم بيطلعوا بالروح. اجت جرافة، كان في جرافات، اجت جرافة وطمتهم هن وعايشين بعد ما قوصوهم.
فجأة بيطلع صوت وحدة، أنا بتذكر يعني اسمها ماجدة، تصرخ وبتقول قتلوا جوزي وولادي، وهي كانت مليانة دم بتقول أنا ما بعرف كيف نجيت، بس أهربوا لأنه في مذبحة. قالت عم بذبحوا الناس بالسكاكين وبالبلطات، ذبحوا جوزي وذبحوا أولادي. فبعدين صارت الناس وراها تركض وصراخ، والناس كلها دم، وإشي حاطط إيده على بطنه، يعني في هستيريا كانت. العالم عم تركض لشرق المخيم. يعني وضع كان فعلا مأساوي جدا جدا. يعني أنا بس أتذكر يعني الحالة اللي كانت إشي مش طبيعي.
The hospital ran out of blood, of medication and food. Our medical and surgical team worked non-stop. At night, the skies of Sabra Shatila were lit with Israeli military flares. We heard explosions and machine gun noises throughout. At dawn, on the 18th September 1982, the entire international medical volunteer team were forced out of the hospital by soldiers with machine guns. A frightened, desperate young mother tried to give me her baby, but was forced to take it back. She begged them to spare her baby, but everybody was subsequently killed, including the baby and mother. There were dead bodies piled up in the camp alley and bulldozers destroying camp homes. We have struggled for 72 hours non-stop without food and sleep to save dozens of lives. But within the same 72 hours, at least 3,000 were killed.
At the end of Sabra Street, there was a bulldozer with the Hebrew letter Aleph on it, and it was going back and forth on the soil, burying bodies. We were lined up against a bullet-ridden wall. The international healthcare workers, an Israeli general saw what was going on and said, "We can't let all these foreigners die. Who cares about the Palestinians? Let's save the foreigners. It would be very bad press." And so they interfered and they stopped us from being killed. We were taken to an old UN building, and we were interrogated as to why we had come to Beirut, why we had come to help their enemy. We were then marched across to the forward command post. There were Israeli soldiers looking down on the camps with binoculars. All of these point to direct responsibility.
I entered the Sabra Shatila area the day after the massacre ended, having heard rumors about the massacre in the Mayflower Hotel, which is where journalists all used to congregate during the 1982 invasion. The first person we met had found her husband's body thrown on a bulldozer. Bulldozers stood everywhere to the south of the camp. Shrouded bodies brought out by the Red Cross and the Red Crescent lined the road. Everywhere, women were wailing. Many bodies had been mutilated. Later, I met with Suad Surur, a young woman whose whole family had been massacred. She had been paralyzed by a bullet in her back and left for dead under the bodies. Israeli management of the massacre was clear from the beginning. first in sending up night flares to light the camp's dark alleys, and second in blocking exits, all exits from the camp area. The tops of buildings overlooking the camp were occupied during the massacre by Israeli and Lebanese forces observers.
فقد أهالي ضحايا صبرا وشتيلة الأمل ولو مؤقتا في إحقاق العدالة، ولكن يمكن الجزم بأن هذه القضية لم تفقد زخمها المعنوي وقوتها الأخلاقية، وندوتنا هذه وغيرها من الندوات تقدم دليلا ساطعا على ذلك. كان يمكن لها أن تصل إلى نتائج ملموسة على صعيد محاكمة هؤلاء المجرمين. هذا ما يبرر ويعزز أهمية النضال القانوني على المستويين الرسمي والشعبي في مواجهة نظام الأبرتايد الكولونيال الصهيوني.